Okay, team, we'll recommence. There we go. Okay, 8.4 is about the targeted rates for the two local boards, Mangere Otahuhu Local Board and Tara Papatoi Local Board, around their targeted rates. I'll just cover the purpose.
I'm going to move this in the absence of the councillors from Manukau. I'll move it.
The purpose is to consider the recommendations of the Mangere Otahuhu and the Otara Papatoi Local Boards to introduce a Mangere Otahuhu Local Board Services target rate and a Otara Papatoi Local Board Services target rate to fund local services, operating expenses on the Mangere Otahuhu and Otara Papatoi Local Board areas as part of the annual plan 2026-27. I want to acknowledge we have online Chair Walter and Chair Rees. Thank you for joining us, and I know you've probably just seen the recommendation right now, and we're going to have staff present to it, but should we get this moved and live? Okay, shall we move it and just get... So,
just let them to run.
Okay, Alf's got back from his run. Okay, so Councillor Philippine has moved it, seconded by Councillor Baker. Thank you very much. So will we start off with a brief introduction, and do we turn to the chairs? And I understand the chairs are also available for questions, if need be. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, and through the chair. As noted in the additional recommendations from these boards, and since the report was published, both local boards have resolved to amend their recommendations. These amendments have been shared with the committee members prior to the meeting. Following the decisions on the Mayor's proposal this afternoon, which includes a solution for the local board's cost pressures, the local boards do not recommend introducing targeted rates. The local board chairs are online to support this item.
Okay, gentlemen online, both chairs, did you want to speak to it? I just wanted to afford you the opportunity if you want to speak to this at all, either of you. Hey, Walter.
Kia ora, Chair Sayers and mihi atu kia koe me hoki Worship Mayor and members of the Budget and Performance Committee. Chair, I'm here today on behalf of the Mangere Otahuhu Local Board and our Mangere Otahuhu community to provide our final feedback on the annual budget 26-27, specifically regarding the proposed local services targeted rate. Chair, early this year, our board consulted on our request for a targeted rate to address the significant funding gap that was before us of just over 1.05 million for local services. Since then, the financial landscape has changed significantly. First, updated showed a lower gap of 600k. Then the Mayor proposal offered a one-off central solution. Finally, we received confirmation that the remaining cost pressures, 600k, can be absorbed by other regional funding, which we are very appreciative of. As we've heard, Chair, earlier on and advised by our councillors, Philippine and Councillor Foley, and we acknowledge them for their engagement and their working closely with the board. As a result, our position has evolved, hence why I'm here today on behalf of the board to formally advise the committee that we have withdrawn our request for any local services targeted rate for the coming financial year. While we are not proceeding with the targeted rate this year, our broader feedback to this committee is clear in our annual plan feedback and advocacy. The fairer funding model needs to be reviewed and changes to reflect our community, but also other community and council. It currently relies on population-based formulas and fails to weigh deprivation adequately. Our community, one of Auckland's most deprived, cannot keep facing service cuts or extra local rates. We advocate shifting funding to genuine need, prioritising areas with deep, long-standing poverty and social hardship. Fairness means directing resources where hardship is deepest, not where amenity gaps are merely inconvenient. Looking ahead to this coming financial year, we are taking steps, and now by being prudent and forward-thinking and looking forward how we, rather than wait until we are forced to cut services under pressure, we are choosing now to relocate funding from several of our economic and activation programs and placing that budget into community grants, which also deliver direct benefits to our high deprivation communities. But in theory, it will be easier to reduce this program in future years when reductions are required. In closing, Chair, and through you, Chair, may I acknowledge Councillor Gillen and Burns for their determination and courageous amendment of their proposal in this robust debate. I commend them and wish them well. Chair, I'd just like to thank you for your calmness and your fairness throughout this process. It's very encouraging, but also disheartened to listen throughout the whole of the afternoon to the debates, and we look forward to working with you and on a truly fairer funding future. Ngā mihi atu kia koutou. May we all enjoy the rest of our day. Kia ora, ka mihi.
Thank you, Chair Walter. Thank you very much. There may be some questions, and thank you for being online all this time. Chair Rees, do you have any comments?
Talofa lava, thank you, Chair, thank you, Mayor, elected members, and Hokura, thank you for this opportunity just to explain the change in our stance as well, in addition to what Member or Chair Walter has said. I just wanted to maybe outline how much work that our local boards have had to do to cut, to meet the balanced budget. Our local boards had the highest fiscal hole to fill in terms of cost pressures. We began with $1.6 million. And so we were the worst off. And we've been able to get it down to $500,000. And so that was a lot of hard work. It was wringing blood out of a stone. And to the point where I'm not sure what options we might have next year. We might actually have to start looking at closing library hours. That was the next option if we didn't get the support from the governing body. And so I am thankful that the governing body has been able to cover the hole for this local board and the other local boards affected, but we don't have many options left next year. Our grants program is now cut down from it was about $300,000 in the previous term per year, now only $80,000. Our communities rely on these grants to provide the services and events. Our Papatoetoi Christmas parade is the second biggest in Auckland, they like to say, but we wouldn't be able to afford that this time supporting them. Polyfest is another big group that asked for funding from the local board. All these groups we might have to turn away this financial year and maybe never again if we don't have that option next year. So this is really hard to come to. I'm thankful. Apologies first off that I wasn't able to join, stay in the meeting because we had our business meeting, and so I missed what happened between the Mayor's proposal and the amendments. But my understanding from staff that either of those options still covered the local board funding gap. So that's hence why we changed our mind in the last minute. Actually, we only decided yesterday at an emergency meeting to rescind the ask for a targeted rate on the advice that that these two programs or these two options would be able to cover. Just want to thank our councillors as well, Alpha Filipaina and Loto Fuli, for their guidance in this area. We're not privy to all the discussions that are happening around that table, but they were able to lead us and make sure that we were prudent in our resolutions, that we kept this alive until the last minute as an option. But now that we have got confirmation that it will be covered, we no longer need it. So just to add on to what the chair of Māngere o Tahu has also said. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair Rees. Yeah, no, that was very informative and helpful. And probably for me, it really painted a picture of, the amount of work that both local boards have put in. So congratulations to both local boards. Okay, questions? You have, Councillor Turner. And who's it to, Ken?
I just to everybody really, to maybe to the chief executive. I just, from my understanding, just listening to that, the council's been able to cover these problems that led to the boards looking for to deliver a targeted rate. We've been able to take away that problem from funding that we found inside the group. Is that right? You've found funding that you could able to do this outside the discussion of the rate increase.
A significant proportion of the cost pressure, I think from memory, $6 million, Ross, help me. Yes, we've absorbed it within the organisation. It's part of that additional load on top of the 106 million that we've been discussing. So yes, we've promised to absorb it. We still have to solve for it. That was the decision.
Just to add to that, part of solving it is some adjustments to cap. Some other local boards have converted discretionary OPEX into CAPEX, and that is freed up some OPEX that is able to help with that $6 million problem. That is part of the solution here. That is only a one-off solution, though. It doesn't solve the longer-term problem. But there is through the long-term plan, there will be a review of fair funding and the whole local board funding formula as part of the long-term plan process.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Thank you for the answer. No more questions? Okay, no more questions. Thank you very much. Staff can step back. Are there any comments or debate? Thank you, Al.
I just wanted to acknowledge him, and I just want to acknowledge our local board staff. To all of you, thank you so much, because now we don't have to have this targeted rate and the impact on the two local boards and the community that both Councillor Foley and I represent. So just wanted to acknowledge that, but also I mentioned earlier about the proposal. Kia ora.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Foley.
Kia ora. Thanks, Chair. I just want to tautoko as well and acknowledge our two local board chairs they were online right from the start of this meeting, so they've been waiting all day, and I thank them for their patience. But also want to acknowledge both of those local boards and their staff who have really been through quite a difficult time. I know there's been a high level of anxiety every time Councillor Alf and I have gone out to meet the board and see their staff, just the level of anxiety they've gone through as a result of the uncertainty about whether it was going to be covered or not. And so I just want to really mihi to both local boards and to the local board services teams behind them as well, and all of our staff as well in this space. Kia ora.
Very good. Thank you, Councillor. That's all? Okay. We've got the recommendations moved and seconded. We'll put that on voices. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Declare that carried. Right, very final decision for you today. I'm going to put forward, there's 3 information items only left at the end of the agenda. That's the forward work program, the status update on action decisions, and the summary of information circulated. The information only items, I'm going to move them all as one. So I'll move it, seconded by Councillor Williamson. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. So just so everyone's quite clear, deferred to next week will be the items that we haven't covered on the agenda, and I'll just bring the meeting to a close. I guess just in that closing, I just want to thank everybody for today's efforts. It's been a long day. I've just really appreciated the professionalism around the table, so thank you everybody, well done. Thank you to the staff up the front there. We'll take a 10-minute break while they just set up for the GB, which will be in 10 minutes' time. Team members, thank you very much again. On that note, we'll sign off.